Welcome to the Literary Titan podcast. In every episode, we dive into a book we've just read and share our thoughts, from best-selling authors to rising literary stars. We read it. Now let's talk about it.
Javier Forrester's The Climb, the first book in the Climb book series, is an ensemble adventure thriller that follows a multinational missionary group traveling from Suriname into the fictional South American nation of Santiago. Narrated by Trinidadian attorney Mark Crosby, the novel begins as a mission trip to the remote village of Puerto Palermo and steadily develops into a journey defined by political instability, dangerous roads, suspicious strangers, organized crime, and human trafficking. Forrester builds the story through accumulation. Details that initially seem incidental, including an unusual passenger on a ferry, Santiago's troubled political history, stories of past kidnappings, and a stranger watching the group, gradually become part of a larger threat. Mark's legal mindset makes him an effective narrator for this structure. When circumstances grow increasingly suspicious, his remark, "I'm just building the case," neatly captures both his personality and the novel's investigative approach. A major strength of The Climb is the breadth of its fictional world and the variety within its cast. The missionaries and volunteers come from Trinidad, Nepal, Jordan, Suriname, the United States, and Santiago, and their different histories shape how they react to danger, faith, displacement, and one another. Forrester gives considerable attention to the characters' personal backgrounds, particularly Alea and Hafiz Shabul, Mia Rojas, Farida Anan, and Brother O'Keefe. Their histories involving orphanhood, migration, military service, missionary work, and personal loss give the group a sense of accumulated experience before the central crisis fully emerges. Santiago is similarly constructed through layers of geography, language, politics, poverty, oil wealth, military power, and criminal activity. The result is a setting that functions as more than scenery. Rivers, border crossings, abandoned communities, mountain roads, and isolated settlements continually influence the choices the characters can make, while the use of Caribbean, Spanish, Arabic, and regional expressions gives the dialogue a distinctly international texture. Faith provides the novel's thematic center. The missionary framework allows Forrester to examine belief under physical and psychological pressure, rather than simply through religious discussion. The group prays, argues, questions leadership, loses confidence, regains it, and confronts circumstances that demand practical action alongside spiritual conviction. Brother O'Keefe embodies much of this tension. He is an experienced missionary carrying memories of earlier tragedy, yet he remains responsible for keeping an increasingly frightened group together. His statement that, sometimes, God means for us to walk through the hard parts, expresses one of the book's clearest ideas. Endurance is presented as an active passage through difficulty, rather than an escape from it. That idea also gives the title greater significance as the story progresses. The climb becomes physical, emotional, and spiritual, encompassing the group's struggle up literal slopes, as well as the more demanding work of maintaining courage, responsibility, and trust when the journey begins to unravel. Forrester writes the novel with the expansiveness of a large-scale adventure, combining suspense with humor, political discussion, religious reflection, character history, and detailed explanations of the surrounding world. The conversational scenes establish strong distinctions among the characters, with Alea's curiosity, Hafiz's volatility, Calvin's humor, Mark's analytical habits, and O'Keefe's authority creating a lively group dynamic. At times, the density of historical, geopolitical, and biographical explanation slows the immediate momentum, particularly when substantial background information arrives during periods of rising tension. Yet that same density reflects the book's ambition to make Santiago and its travelers feel embedded in histories larger than the crisis of a single night. The final confrontation with Irish brings the earlier suspicions about trafficking, surveillance, and deliberate sabotage sharply into focus, while the group's escape leaves the larger journey unresolved in a way that suits the novel's position as the opening volume of a series. The Climb ultimately works as a faith-centered survival thriller with an unusually international cast, a carefully developed fictional setting, and a plot that transforms a missionary journey into the beginning of a much larger confrontation.
Thanks for joining us on the Literary Titan podcast. If today's review sparked your interest, be sure to pick up a copy of the book and experience it for yourself. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a rating, or share it with a fellow book lover. Until next time, keep reading, not just to escape, but to grow.